Hi, I'm Bob Alsop with ShopSabre CNC. Around here they call me Router Bob. The purpose of this video is to illustrate how various ShopSabre CNC customers are using their ShopSabre technology and their talents to diversify their businesses while making the world a better place. They're producing PPE and safety products for many industries, including our healthcare workers. ShopSabre CNC remains fully operational and fully staffed. In fact, we've added employees in recent weeks to continue to meet the USA-made product demands. We continue to sell machines, build machines, ship machines, and maintain service and support for ShopSabre CNC machines every day. During this time, I'm actually shooting this video from my office in Tennessee, and our video production staff that normally joins me at our factory in Lakeville, Minnesota for these shoots will be doing their magic from their facility. But the real purpose for creating this video is not about us, but rather to share case studies from 4 of our ShopSabre CNC owners who are making a difference. Our first example is Chris McCormick from Hatch Exhibits. Their normal business is building trade show exhibits that are used all over the country. They're unbelievably creative. Let's hear from Chris.
Hi, my name's Chris McCormick. I'm one of the owners of Hatch Exhibits. Before the COVID-19 outbreak, we produced and fabricated large trade show exhibits, live events, custom restaurant interiors, and now we're making face shields and gowns for personal protection equipment. What made us change from doing trade shows and live marketing events? Necessity. We had one last event that was still scheduled to go on, and on March 19th, that event turned into a teleconference, and that was supposed to get us through the end of June and hopefully through this. With that canceling, we had to, on Friday, the 20th, furlough 24 employees, and that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. And Governor Como was doing a press conference and talking about the need they had for personal protective equipment. And I got to thinking, I've got equipment around here. I have things that we can do. And that's what we started to do. We started coming up with ideas on Saturday. I called a few employees on that Saturday and said, hey, listen, do you want to come in on Sunday? I don't know what this is going to be, but let's go play. Let's go see what we can make. And we came in on Sunday and started prototyping gowns and face shields. And when we left Saturday night, we had a production-ready face shield. And then we had a really good workable gown design, but our materials were too costly. So yeah, on Monday, we started pushing it out on social media and started getting orders immediately. Large healthcare systems from around the country started calling us. I started getting as much material as I could, and we had an initial order on Tuesday for a few thousand. That health system called back the next day once they received them and ordered 10 times what they originally had ordered. Who are we primarily helping? Frontline responders, people in nursing homes, nurses, doctors in hospitals, EMS, police stations, fire stations. Really anybody who needs that protection, we're trying to do everything we can to help out. We usually build really cool stuff, really big stuff, one time. This time we're building one product a few 100,000 times. And I know that machine is going to run 24/7 like it is right now, all day long. And right now we have it cutting the head shield, or the headpiece for our head shield, and we're cranking out thousands of them a day. And I know that machine is just going to run and run and run. Everything we do is unique. No project is like the one before. So all we did was come up with a program, come up with a functional design, and send it to the machine. We knew what it was going to be able to do, and there was no trial or error. The biggest trial and error for us was just coming up with a functional design. Once we had that solidified, we were running thousands, and we don't have enough. What kind of demand are we putting on our machine now? We always threw the kitchen sink at it before. Wood, aluminum, acrylics, composites, 3D foam carving, you name it. We throw it at this machine on a daily basis. And cutting unique things every day. Thing different now is we are cutting the same piece over and over and over again. I have this machine currently running 3 shifts, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we've had no issues to speak of whatsoever. I know this machine's going to run, and I can train. I've had to train people to get up and run, to speed on it very quickly, who didn't normally run it. But it helps, that the machine's pretty bulletproof. We set up the file. We teach them how to get it initiated, how to change the sheets out, reinitiate the program. They clear it, get the next sheet up, and we just continue to roll. What we've been going with here is hope and purpose. We now have a different directive for the short term, and that is what we're trying to provide, hope and purpose. Our employees have a newfound purpose in getting this protective equipment to our friends and family, our loved ones who are working on the front lines of this. And that's what I've been seeing across everybody's efforts. If we can all pump out some protective equipment, if we can all do a little bit here and there, collectively as a network, that makes a really big impact. And that's pretty impressive.
There is no question they were able to utilize their creativity and their ShopSabre CNC to fill a desperate need in our healthcare industry. Our next example is Marvin Bowling from Bowling Woodworking. His company makes specialized case goods for a number of customers. The ability of his ShopSabre CNC to cut plastics made it easy for him to shift production into highly needed healthcare products.
My name's Marvin Bowling, and I own Bowling Woodworking, located in Bradenton, Florida, which is about 40 miles south of Tampa, and we're right on the Manatee County, Sarasota County line. Well, prior to the pandemic, we were manufacturing cabinetry for the veterinarian industry, as well as pet grooming parts and tabletops. We've been doing that since 2012. And we also make fitted cases for the marine industry. So they have the specialty parts for the boats. We make cases with styrofoam that fits the boat parts in, and we service both commercial and residential. Well, when the pandemic hit, we were really busy working 60 plus hours a week, and overnight it was just like you flipped a switch and turned everything off. Not that our customers went away, but they just stopped receiving shipments and orders, and of course their customers stopped placing orders, so things are kind of on hold for a short period of time until things get back to running in the country. So with that said, we had one of our customers who we make machine guarding for contact us because they had some employees that had contracted the virus, and they wanted some workstation partitions, dividers, and we made them for them. And we've all blessed with different skill sets to do different things. And our company in particular is really blessed with some key people that can do all kinds of different things, from machine designing to also drawing and drafting and tooling and all kinds of things. So we want to reach out in the other communities and share those blessings as we work through this pandemic here in the country. Well, we're making face shields that we designed to be inexpensive and yet very functional. They fit on your head to sew. They're made with starboard, so they're totally plastic. You could put this in a dishwasher if you wanted to. And we can put rubber bands on the back to tighten it up for different head sizes. And we've shipped these out already to Atlanta Hospital, and we just got a call today from another institute in Atlanta that's looking for a lot of those. We're also distributing local, and we're trying to make a difference for many of the folks out there. The ShopSabre is a very versatile machine, and it's very easily to go from one material to another material without any changeover issues. For example, the shields are polycarbonate, the headbands are starboard, both are plastic. When we cut the polycarbonate shield, we use a down cut bit, which we blow the chip out to hold the material down. Without that, the material just picks up. And then we use a upcut bit when we cut the starboard. And because of our automatic tool changer, we're able to load all the tooling into the 10-station changer, and we can very rapidly switch from one tool to the other, and it works very well. The ShopSabre is a tremendously accurate machine, and really outperforms our old machine 100 to 1. I mean, an example, we cut grooming tabletops. Our old machine, it was a 37-minute run time for a blank of tops. ShopSabre does the same blank of tops in 5 minutes, 47 seconds. That much difference. We all need to stick together, machine owners and business owners alike, and try to make a difference in our particular communities. Maybe do some file sharing. There's a lot of people with machine time right now, but some don't have the creative juices it takes to design a face shield or divider, and those of us that do could share those files and possibly make a lot of difference in the lives of other people, possibly even help to save some lives. And that's really what it's all about in a crisis like this.
Bowling Woodworking is really making a difference. Our next customer is Eric Wallen from Custom Crating. As the pandemic slowed the orders from their customers, they were able to quickly make the transition cutting face shields for the healthcare industry.
Hi, my name is Eric Wallen with Custom Crating in Seattle, Washington, and we have a ShopSabre IS408 router and that we've had for coming up on a year now maybe. We build wooden boxes and plastic cases, road cases, flight cases, and pallets and skids and shipping containers of all sorts. That's what we were doing prior to the COVID-19 pandemic anyway, and we're still doing some of it, but definitely had some slow times, and a lot of customers are no longer ordering at the moment because they're not working. And I was approached by a customer who makes vinyl stickers and boat names and things like that, and he had a customer who makes awnings and kind of coverings for boats, bimini tops and things like that, and he had a lot of this plastic that they use for the windows for those things, and he has been working with someone who at a hospital in Ballard, Washington, where they are in need of personal protective equipment and face shields, and so he started making them, and he asked my customer if he knew someone that could cut the vinyl for the face shields, and so we agreed to do that, and we ended up cutting about 300 of them for him last weekend on our ShopSabre with a drag knife. So this is primarily focused on getting these face shields to hospital workers in Seattle. The ShopSabre was perfect for the job. I've got a vacuum table, and I was able to hold down the sheets and cut out these vectors just with a with the Donek D2 drag knife, which I've had for a few years. I've cut a lot of things with the drag knife on the ShopSabre, and so it was easy to transition to that. I just had to figure out how thick the material was and had to figure out how to use the Vectric software to cut that thickness and to make the turns, and really quite simple. There's a plug-in for V-Carve that allows you to cut with a drag knife, and it does the tool path for you. So that was pretty simple. It wasn't a ton of extra demand on the equipment. I ran for about 4 or 5 hours on a Sunday, on Easter Sunday, to cut those. It went pretty quickly and pretty smoothly, and I guess my message would be that if you have the ability to help, please do. The country needs it. We all need it. The world needs it right now, and I think we have a duty and a responsibility to help our country. I think the best thing to do is just work with the customers and the vendors that you have, your friends and people that you know. I'm sure everybody has somebody that they know in healthcare, and that would be my message, is just to do everything you can, do something, and we're gonna get through this. And I just want to thank ShopSabre. They've been really helpful to me, and every time I have a question or have a problem, they've really stepped up, and I'm glad I was able to help, and I hope I can find future projects to do like this. Yeah, everybody be well, take care. Good luck.
The company was successful in combining the ShopSabre CNC vacuum technology and their drag knife experiences to cut vinyl face shields that continue to be in very high demand. Our final customer example is Adam and Russ from Prime Manufacturers. They were contacted by area hospitals to see if they could switch production to healthcare items. Their ShopSabre CNC allowed them to do this.
Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Russ.
And we're Prime Manufacturers.
And we're making a short video on what we've transitioned to here during this COVID thing.
So let's see. We're making face shields now because we had a couple of local hospital networks contact us and wonder if we could make face shields and a variety of other things, but primarily the face shields. So that's what we're making now.
And that was something that was in our realm. We're already working with plastics, so it made sense for us to do as far as medical stuff. So primarily these are going to help doctors and nurses. A lot of it seems to be doctors and nurses that aren't directly involved with COVID, but are not getting all of the materials, safety equipment and stuff that they need because the hospitals are focusing on COVID patients.
ShopSabre's been super instrumental in making this because we machine all of this with the router, and then we did the original prototypes for the shield with the router, and it's super easy because we just write a program, test it, went through a bunch of different, design changes, and we're able to dial one in and work with the hospitals, get them prototypes. They can say, hey, do this, do that, and just keep changing over, versus having to have dies made or anything. And so it was actually really quick and easy to do.
So yeah, it was pretty easy to switch over from what we normally do because it's just programs and, sourcing different materials and just figuring it out. We're already running plastic goods, so it was easy for us to just transition into making face shields, basically.
And one thing is we're running it a lot more than we used to. We're running full 8 hours a day, nonstop, minimum, sometimes quite a bit more, 7 days a week. So it's definitely more than we've ever done on that machine, and it's held up great, no problems. And if there is something that breaks, it's nice knowing that it's coming from a U.S. manufacturer that we can just get a hold of and get a part for it, which is really nice. So that was one concern, is as we were trying to figure out things, where's the bottleneck or what's going to happen if this goes down. It's one thing that's nice we don't have to worry about. One of the nice things about having a router is that it doesn't really matter the material as long as we're not, cutting ferrous material. So what we've run into with we've been working with some other companies on some different things, and a lot of people have lasers, but when it comes to things like polycarbonate and some other materials, they can't cut them, and the world's really short on things like PETG, even acrylic and PET. So it's nice having one machine that can process a wide variety of materials, because we never get stuck where we're having people contact us saying we can make this part, but can you make this part, because they can't just because of their limitations of their machinery.
And we can basically make everything on ours.
Yeah. One thing that was super nice is when we brought some new people in, because we needed extra help, it was really easy to just show them the controller and say, hey,
push this
button, open this file, grab this thing, and after 5 minutes they can just run the machine nonstop, which was super nice. It keeps us, going on other projects that are, more complicated or with different machinery that people can't just step into and use as easily.
Well, the one positive message I would say is, what was nice is we're able to keep busy, keep people employed. We actually employed a couple extra people to make these face shields. We're not getting bored sitting at home during quarantine. We were able to do something useful, helps out, and in some fashion saves some lives probably.
One thing this crisis has brought out is how important it is to maintain a manufacturing base in this country. That has never been a problem with ShopSabre CNC because we've always been an American manufacturer. This has given us the ability to control our own destiny, and in the end, we produce the best CNC machines in our class. But as you can see in our examples, it's our ShopSabre customers that take the machines we produce and with their ingenuities accomplish great things. In the end, Americans can be relied upon to pull together and overcome almost anything. And we're already seeing a lot of positive movement around this great country. Our wish from ShopSabre is that you and your family stay safe and healthy. Now, on a lighter note, we hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more ShopSabre CNC videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you need more information, you can contact us at shopsabre.com. Thanks for watching.